needed. I had soft bones. So I then started crying. And Ruby said, "What happened, baby? What happened to my baby?"
Oh yeah, she
And I
was.
said, with her purse, Ruby. And she said, "I'll kill her." And she grabbed her purse, which was like a suitcase, and started swinging it. And she said, "I'll kill you." Cape Girardeau is very hilly, and Edna lived at the top of the hill, and she took off those little bony legs of pumping, running for the door with Big Ruby screaming, "I'll kill you if I catch you! I'll kill you if I catch you!" And I was laughing.
This is a true story.
Laughing. And she ran her up there, and then I started thinking, "Oh, she gonna catch her! She gonna catch her!" Oh my God! But Edna, fortunately for her, got in the door and slammed it shut. So Ruby came back with her purse, panting. There's a big, heavy-set woman like that running uphill trying to kill
uphill.
a fourth grader into it. Then I had to quit laughing and start crying because Ruby was going to kill someone for me. And then she gave me some cookies. I was good with the war. I saw her without her wig once. We both cried. They used to buy tuna fish in a can with oil, not that healthy stuff in water. They come in vegetable oil. You drain the oil out. Y'all eat tuna fish in a can? No. Yeah, you drain the oil or the water out, and you get it, and then you mix your mayonnaise in it. Ruby did not believe in that draining stuff.
Oh wow, oh my.
She would open up a can of tuna fish and it's just got all this oil in it, and she'd dump it in a bowl and then scoop copious amounts of mayonnaise in there and stir it all up and then put it on bread. And that bread would start to soak all the grease and it would turn gray, like a gray dough. And she go, "What's wrong, baby? You sick? You ain't eating? Do I need to take your temperature?" And that meant Ruby was going to stick something in my hiney. And I'd say,
Yeah.
"No, Ruby. No, Ruby. I won't eat my tuna fish." Please.
Where are you two? Are you eating?
They left me to hang out with Ruby.
She was absolutely, Mike was her baby. I mean, she took care of all of us, don't get me wrong, but Mike was her baby.
David fired her all the time.
I was a little bit racist when I was smaller. So.
David used to fire her on a daily basis.
And she'd say, "Okay, I'm leaving."
I'll call your daddy and tell him I gotta go home. And then she would hold one phone on the button and she'd start dialing and David didn't know the phone was disconnected. And she would say, "May I speak to Dr. Stewart? This is Ruby Davis." And David would go, "No, you're rehired." "Never mind. I'm right." She'd put her big hands up and say, "You want to do?" And then we had garbage men that would come. They came twice a week. There was a little street that ran by our house. It was like a dead-end street. And they'd go up, and they'd stop by our driveway. And Ruby would bring these mason jars with ice water. And she would give them each this mason jar of ice water, and they'd drink it in the summer. And then when they go make the round, she'd refill it with ice and water, and then screw a lid on it, and then they'd have it with them to take. And then I'd ask them if they'd crush the trash, and they'd always crush the trash for me. And then in the winter, Ruby would get out the big party percolator, big tall thing, and she would percolate coffee, and then she would bring them coffee cups with cream and sugar and whatnot, and they'd have their coffee, and then when they made the round, she'd fill up their thermoses with coffee. So we could have got rid of dead bodies. And then she had her brother, who wasn't really her brother, Buddy, bring her. And Buddy showed me his gun, and then Ruby got mad because he showed me his gun. But
He
there
was
was
a cab driver.
There was a cab driver, and there was a cab boy, and they were shooting at each other. And Ruby sent out to show her gun. But she could stand at the sliding glass door, and she ironed all day because then she could watch her stories.
Yes, she could iron socks, underwear, T-shirts,
Put this dip in. It was like a brown powder.
I thought it was just snot.